Right, so more of this. Today we're gonna paint. Which is fun. That's one of my favorite bits. I don't think we're gonna paint on top of any of these. I think we're gonna go back and paint on top of this one here. That would make sense to me. So let's just copy these onto a new group that we'll call Painted. And we'll, yeah, I guess we'll keep the painted version that big for now. I also need to paste in his tail, which is on a separate layer, annoyingly. So let's get that, and then let's just get rid of this other stuff that we don't need. And then we'll be prepped, we'll be ready. Hello, Ratcliffe. I'm excited. I want to get this finished because I want to make a bit of a longer I want to make a YouTube video about it. Just going through the process, my thoughts as I was designing it. Just a lot of my videos are sort of educational in nature, right? And they're talking about how to paint, how to draw, how to think when painting. And I'd like to just make a video that's more about the kinds of things that I am drawing, like more about story. And I want to get people interested in the world that I'm working on, right? So we'll think about that. But I mean, the main way that I'm gonna paint up this is with a pattern stamp, I think. So what we'll do is we'll open up another painting that I've done that has just any that have visual interest. So like this. There is a lot of visual interest. And then we'll sample this and define it as a pattern. Oop. And now with the pattern stamp brush, with a higher opacity, we can color in our creature. I haven't really decided or figured out what kinds of colours I'd like it to be. So we'll have a little bit of a think about that. I'm quite liking some of these muted colours, but also I want the idea that this thing is flying through the sky like a shooting star, right? Maybe we go with something that's initially just kind of wacky. Like, what if we go a bit more red and then we desaturate parts of it? I don't mind that. Hello, Nick. Oh, it is long time no see. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Nick. How are you doing? How goes it? Let's just make sure that this white layer underneath is definitely actually where it should be. don't know if this is going to be like the final painted version, but it's just going to be a way for us to think about the kinds of colours that we're going to want. So let's do this. It floats above the ocean, it eats stars. Itself, it looks like a shooting star or something. So let's play around with colour a little bit. I think we also want to get the idea that this is almost like dog-like. And so having like changes in color when it comes to things like the paws, having some of that extend up onto the chest. I think we're gonna be able to define areas that are a bit more sort of skin coloured, like the belly. Maybe it should be a bit more blue or cool. I don't mind that. Let's take that, but then let's reapply this idea that the head is warmer. Let's do the same thing with the tail as well. This is certainly something, isn't it? Just flattening some of the colour that I can see. It's almost a rainbow at the moment, which I don't think I'm a big... I think I want more areas of sort of warm skin This is a warm-blooded mammal. So. Hello. I'm doing okay. I'm just beginning to think about approaching this. Oh. Have I missed a trick? Is it nicer as like a, I don't know, like an albino? Let's take this blue. Now this is interesting. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think that's my most popular video. A lot of people seem to find me through it, but it's nice. It's one of my oldest videos as well, and it keeps sort of bringing new visitors, which is good. I want the tops of limbs to give off this blue. Maybe these are the kinds of colours that I want to go for. You were painting was painting 460 things exhausting? No. I kind of feel exhausted when I'm not painting. So today I've been in work, and then when I got out of work I was playing a few games, and I just felt really tired and like I had been unproductive, and like I was sort of itching to paint something, which is why I hopped on stream, you know. Yeah, I was doing sketches and stuff on top of that. but quite a few of those 460 things is just like quick half-an-hour studies that I'd start my day with. So, you know, I wake up, get that out of the way, and then I've almost sort of got a whole day to do something else. And chances are I'm gonna do another couple of drawings or paintings in that time, you know. Wow. I do think I want to bring this back at really low opacity. What's that? We can get rid of that. We could, like, invert this. Let's invert it and then levels adjust it. That's really quite fun. Maybe he has different, obviously it's not just the one creature, right, so potentially he could have tons of different colour schemes. I do think he's very sort of normal and mammalian in appearance. Obviously, yes, he has 6 limbs, but he's sort of just a fluffy dude otherwise. And so bringing in some more of that wacky alien nonsense in terms of his colour scheme, I think could be really fun. He also travels around in complete darkness. So the idea that maybe he would, you know, he would also be dark, I don't think it's a bad idea. Let's give him really sort of charcoal grey ears. Maybe his front paws get dark like that as well. He's got his eyes closed now, which is probably why they're a little bit blue, but not quite. I want to keep this simple enough as well that I can repeat it multiple times, right? So yeah, I kind of do want to make the belly a bit more warm. But maybe warm in this scenario is the inverse, you know, maybe it's cool. This is the bit that I'm not sure about. Like I can draw him. I can do that quite well, but deciding on something like colour is a bit more tricky. Maybe I'm overcomplicating things again. Maybe we don't need that at all. But let's have some kind of gradation. I agree with that. I definitely think I want to bring some kind of differentiation between his underbelly and his top side. Maybe that's something as simple as that. This isn't really the same blue that's everywhere else, so let's help that out. Or maybe the tail should just get darker at the end. That could work. Where are they? What layer is that on? It's there. It's also here, isn't it? Right. Let's duplicate it. And let's merge these down. Like, I like those two. Maybe it changes, you know, throughout the season. It's a strange, magical, celestial creature. Maybe we need to think about the lore a little bit more before we dive into one or the other. I am enjoying this white one though. It feels more sort of pretty. I feel like it's also a bit more on theme. This one is a bit darker, a bit more grim. It's not like a big, beautiful creature. You've got the Moby Dick story, big white whale that people are chasing. So potentially this is the one we go with. But I would like to do some other variations. Maybe we just chop off its tail. In fact, we'll do that before we copy it. No more tail, sorry. Just position them so that we can fit them all on. And then let's just play around with some of these a little bit more. Like difference. Oh, so difference effectively inverts it, does it? But then let's put that back down on sure, hard mix. And then put hard mix on hue. Color. I like that. Let's play around with different patterns, you know. This is a mystical being. quite like that. That's kind of wacky. Hmm. That's interesting. I like that. This is kind of wacky, you know? Thank you, digital art. Jake, hello. Yeah, I think for now it's the design that I want to go with. We ended up at a place like this where we were getting some pretty. It's nice. It's giving off the feeling, the vibe that I want. It's playful. It's sort of friendly, cute. It looks sleepy a lot of the time, but it can open its eyes and look very agile when all that fur's sort of going back and its claws are out. So it's just getting to a point where I want to start thinking about what colour it might be, and it's this ethereal being, and so it's quite difficult to come up with the kind of colour that I like. Yeah, that's what I want. I don't know how on the nose I want it to be, but the idea is almost that it looks like a big shooting star, you know, with everything trailing behind its head. But in terms of colour, I don't know if literally going for warm shooting star is what I want. The other thing is I'm not sure if you've watched the design process, but the idea is that it eats stuff, it eats stars, and so maybe it'll glow or something once it's eaten a star, and that's where the shooting star element comes in. I think anything that might make it look a bit more sleepy, like purple under its eyes, you know. Let's just desaturate that. I want its feet to glow. You can imagine it sort of skimming across the water, and its little feet leave like glowing ripples or something. But also I kind of want it to have this pale beard to it. Yeah, that's kind of the idea with the inside of its ears and its eyeballs and its feet, is that subsurface, but it's blue. In terms of its actual biology, you know, it's entirely possible that it lives on a diet of stars, so it glowing or being luminescent in some way would not be it wouldn't be a surprise to me. I don't think it would be a surprise to anyone else. So I'm happy with that possibility, you know. I just want to eliminate a couple more possibilities before I settle on that idea. dark, whatever those spots are. I think they are just going to be spots. I definitely want it to have a brighter underbelly. The other thing is that I haven't designed the rest of the world. And so, ideally, in order to make this thing alien, it should be, it should look very visually distinct from anything else that lives in the world, you know. But in order to do that, I need to know what those things look like, which is tricky. I do like this big separating line. Maybe we play around with making it a more distinct pattern. And then its head is the most important part. But maybe part of the fun of that is that its head is the simplest part as well. I think I'd want to saturate these areas. Yeah, I'm glad it reads as something quite alien. I was really, really keen to get that coming across. So, that's good. Yeah, I think I like keeping the head nice and simple, but I'm not averse to it having some of this colouring in places under the eyes to maybe increase the level of detail. Maybe it has a couple of spots on its head. Maybe the spots under its eyes are actually brighter. Yeah, something like that actually. I don't mind that at all. That's interesting. Okay, we'll do one more. And then we'll choose one and begin to render it up and just work on it a little bit more. That's kind of interesting. Sort of typically Avatar Navi-esque, which I don't know. Do I want it to be typically Avatar Navi-esque? Maybe it should just be like this cold, but then can we give it some kind of really warm accent, like that, just on his ears, maybe? I do have a version like this. That I quite like. But it's perhaps a little boring, not as out there. So getting maybe more of those ethereal blues in could help. Let's just push all the way to the max. In its ears. I want it to be sort of long and swirly, and maybe some kind of rings might help with that, you know. Yeah, this is getting to a place that I like. Does he need eyebrows to emote? Oh, I think that's a great idea. I think he's gonna have little white eyebrows. I think that's very fun. I should retroactively place eyebrows on his other designs. I just think something indicative of an eyebrow is gonna help the thing emote or connect with a viewer. Like a big part of this, I'm imagining it animated. And when I'm imagining it animated, I'm imagining how many different ways it can express. So, yeah, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with those. So let's take this one out. Which one do we like? There are 4 viewers. I beg you, vote. Let the voting commence. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which do you prefer? There are going to be multiple versions of this creature, and because they're giant celestial beings, they're probably going to be different colors anyway, so it might be that our primary one that our protagonist is going to interact with has a particular color scheme that's recognizable, but then there are other ones that look different. 3, then 6. Okay. That's interesting. Any other votes? Maybe their color is their star preference. Yeah, some eat like supernovas and some eat other stuff. I don't actually know what the stars are going to look like currently. I've not thought about designing them. They are not conventional stars. They float in the air. But there's tons and tons to think about and play with that. So we'll have a think. I think I'm gonna go with number 6. I think I really quite like that. There's something very sort of, it's like a spirit. It feels light and airy. It doesn't feel too grounded. Feels magical. So, bonk. We're gonna take this guy. We're gonna get rid of that. Then we're gonna take this layer. And now we're gonna scale it up. And fit it on. Let's actually center this there. We are very close. We're close enough anyway. Okay, so he's got some colours now. I'm happy to leave the tail that colour. Maybe we make it darker at the root. And then we're gonna bring in this little sketch here. We're gonna match the scale of it. Then we're gonna scale all of these up to that. Maybe we actually just make this bigger. That's him about to gobble on a star. No, we'll keep it the same size. And then we're gonna wanna just move it down. Bless you, Megan.
Thanks.
Right. So when he's sucking in a star, let's just have a little think about where these colours are going to go. Well, let's reset these. So he's going to have white on his ears. The inside of his ears are going to be warm and pink. This one is going to be mega pink. eyes are gonna be white. Is his eyebrow gonna... go further down? Yeah, probably. I think those pinks are 100% gonna reappear in there. Maybe a little bit brighter. That's fine. His paws need to be the correct colour. And they're going into white. This one is further back. Let's just... Our blowhole doesn't really have a colour currently. Should that also be white? I think so. He's been designed from scratch. I'll take you through the whole design process really, really quick. So, started with a photo bash, and it's too scary, it's too spooky, it's too serious, especially something like this, which would be really cool for like another project, I think. You know, this is getting more there, but it's still kind of disgusting looking. I wanted it to be this big celestial baby that floated through the sky in 8 stars. So you can see I'm getting celestial baby up here. Someone pointed out that this looks exactly like the guild navigator in what's his name's version of June. I can't remember his name. But yeah, we're getting weird and alien, but it's a very different vibe. I thought, why am I bringing in aquatic shape language and things if this thing is going to be in the sky rather than the sea? It should be the opposite of the things that are in the sea. So I started going down a more mammalian route, still keeping it weird by having a hexapodal limb structure, maybe thinking about little sensor nubs and things it could have on it. And this one's just a jolly little bear. So off we went. This one, I started thinking about how sort of ferrety it could be, twisting and turning as it goes through the sky. Then I started thinking, well, maybe I can bring back in some of the more whale-like elements, because it wasn't originally meant to be kind of whaley. But I didn't like how it looked. It becomes too alien and disgusting. So there's another one that's very alien. It's very gross. Here's some more. Again, I felt like I was going in the sort of, you know, cute ugly direction with these, which I didn't want so much. They're definitely ugly. I don't know if they're cute. This definitely looks like something that would exist in Star Wars or something. This one's like a really miserable squirrel So next we got to a place where maybe it wasn't quite as ugly, but it looks a bit more serious, especially this one. Very, very serious as it's swallowing a star. And so I went away from that and I gave it a week, and then I came back and I said, no, I want it to be cute. I want it to be personable and cute. I want people to be able to treat this thing like a little cute creature. So we did some little iterations of a cute creature, and we ended up with this one that we've got now. And then we've just been drawing it in different poses to try and figure out a bit more about its personality. I love this one especially, where he's taking a nap, so he's covering his eyes, and his tail's hovering over him to stop droplets of rain or something from splashing his head. He's got little paws. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster. But here we are. Yeah, it's been mad, and now we're here. Let's go grey again. Maybe we can recolor our line work. Yeah, very baby puppy, which is exactly what I wanted, so I'm pleased with that. And now I get to paint them, which is fun, which is really, really fun. So I'm going to duplicate all this. Then I'm going to merge it, and then I'm going to put that in a separate group. And now we just get to paint a little. How big's my image? It's not that big, but that's not going to stop us, is it? So let's I don't think I want it to be that dark. He's going mad. I do feel that he should have a little bit of a grey beard. He's a cute puppy, but I want the idea that he's a very old creature still. Should its eyes be? I feel like I don't know, maybe its eyes should be sort of facing outwards, like it's just racing after this thing without thinking. I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, like a big stupid baby primordial being that doesn't quite realize what it's around for, you know. I think usually it's going to float around with its eyes closed, but when it's in hunting mode, which is when it sort of spots a star or senses a star, it's going to open them, and not because it's actually trying to see anything, but just from the excitement of it all. Should it have little teeth? It kind of makes it look like a I don't know. I don't know about little teeth. If I do give them little teeth, maybe they just have to be a bit larger, like that. I'd so love to do an adventure diary. I've been planning one of I've always wanted to do one of Dark Souls 1, like go through the whole game and document everything that I do. But it's such a huge undertaking to commit to not only a full playthrough of the game, but during that playthrough, painting and drawing everything. I mean everything. Like I'd want to do. Oh, my player has picked up a weapon. Well, he's gonna sit there and like doodle it and figure out how it works. My player has just spotted an enemy. Is he gonna do a couple of different sketches of it, like while he's scouting it and watching what it does and the routes it takes around the map and stuff? Yeah, can you imagine being a little painter in the world of Dark Souls 1 and you stumble upon Ash Lake? Like, how long are you going to sit there and do plein airs of trees in Ash Lake? Probably a while, right? And for good reason. So, yeah, that's a lot of painting. I could do a let's play. I'd like it to be my playthrough because I'd like to almost treat it like my character is a painter. Maybe he's escaped Ariamis, the painted world, and he's exploring. Maybe he was the guy that they commissioned to make the painting. I don't know. And literally, yeah, document my progression through it. And what interesting parts of the game that you've never really thought were interesting before could you sit down with, if you use the binoculars as your starting gift, you know. Just sit down and watch things from afar. You know, can't you see like Light Town and Anor Londo and stuff basically from the start of the game? Is my player gonna look up in the sky and try and like doodle what he would imagine is up there before he's been there? You know, yeah. How is this gonna work? Maybe he just does start off with very primitive tools and things like charcoal, pencil. Charcoal makes sense if he's constantly resting in bonfires, right? But he could acquire paints and things from different areas in the game. I don't know. If I get the binos from the graveyard, though, I won't have them for the undead asylum. So maybe he wouldn't need them for the asylum, you know. Look at him go. It's a big fairy fella. Yeah. It's something I'd love to do. I don't know if anyone would watch it. I don't know how I would structure the videos. Would it be like, I don't know, 1 minute of in-game time and then time lapses of of the paintings? Or would I just do it personally for me and then show the results afterwards? You know, I don't know. Or would I live stream it? Like we explore a little bit and then we settle down and go, oh, okay, this is a nice spot. Maybe we'll paint this. You know, would people be up for a live stream of me playing and painting all of Dark Souls 1? I feel like that might be a bit much, but. Plague of Gripes did a Dark Souls 1 playthrough and there's a full episode of him literally doing this whole episode is me talking about this pile of bricks and you're going to sit here and like it. I don't think I've ever watched Plague of Gripes. Yeah. I could. What would a lore accurate Dark Souls painter use, like weapon wise? Like I can't go around as Giant Dad, surely. I'm a little scaredy cat painter. Hello, Irene. A rapier. Oh, it would have to be a rapier. Or a painting guardian sword, you're right. Yeah, maybe it would be the S-Stock. Thank you, Irene. Yeah, we're working on him. He's gonna be part of a YouTube video. We're gonna talk all about him and his existence and who he is and Now we need to copy paint all of that. I think just copy pasting it looks quite nice, to be honest. Kind of ups the contrast, but I don't mind. We're going to take this over here. Chunk. And initially, none of it is going to make sense. So we're going to erase bits and pieces. To get something like that. Okay. Oh no. Are you okay? Yeah. That is a lot. That's as many styrofoam balls as I've ever seen. Good luck with your painting, Irene. I hope it goes well. Thank you for dropping by. Okay, so let's just fix these ears. He's nice and sleepy, so I don't think, you know, I think this is his idle state. When he's more calm, maybe we don't get the same level of vibrancy with a lot of the colour. You know, maybe something like his eyebrow is a bit more round when he's relaxed. Same thing with his beard. Is actually a lot of these shapes could do with coming down there. Oh, that's a nice thought, yeah. What sort of a thing are you going to be painting today? Character for a comic strip, that sounds fun. So there are just going to be hints of white down here for Maybe there's a little bit of this bright red in that ear, but not a lot of it. Thank you, chick. My biggest fan, I think. My greatest supporter. You can handle it. I don't know if anyone else is going to come and try and claim that role, you know, I don't. You're probably safe. I'm not sure. I need to up my world famous YouTubing game, really. So this video is gonna be, well, it's gonna be different, you know, because yeah, a lot of my stuff is very art education driven, and this is design and story based, and I'm not convinced that my audience they're not primed for that, you know. I don't know if they're gonna click on the video and go, oh, this isn't a helpful Photoshop tip. So we'll see. Yeah, Irene, so I'm gonna this whole creature has had a big old um, pile of development gone into it. Not a whole lot, to be honest, because I've only been doing like 2-hour streams every other week or something. Um, but enough. It's had a decent amount, and it's the start of a bigger project where I want to design like characters for the world and environments and other creatures and key scenes and things. So yeah, it's gonna be concept arty video. I'm gonna introduce people to this world and see if people are interested enough for that they'd like to see more. And if they wouldn't like to see more, well, I'm gonna show them more anyway because I'm determined. This is what I'm doing now. It makes a sort of big change from the kinds of live streams that I was doing the rest of the time. You know, I most of my other live streams are very study centric, and they're fun. They're okay. I wouldn't mind doing more of them. But there's something a lot more interactable, I find, with something like this, where people can insert their own ideas into the world, right? And go, oh, what if this is happening, or what if this is happening? And I think that there's something so fun about that sort of audience participation. So we'll see what happens. If anything, it'll be just nice to have some more examples of work for my students, because my day job is I do teach concept art. So yeah, I don't need to keep an audience for a living. I don't earn any money off of YouTube at all, so at the moment I'm free to do what I please. So. Yeah, yeah, almost. That's kind of what the people in this world, that's how they might react. So obviously the star is a source of light for them. I don't know if it's going to be a source of heat. Maybe some heat. But there's got to be other sources of heat on the planet. Maybe the planet's atmosphere traps hot gases or something, and so the planet has some kind of internal way of keeping itself hot. But yeah, all the people, they're sort of poised and ready so that when stars appear, they're ready to like get as much work done as they can, because they know that one of these gluttonous beasts is gonna appear and is gonna try and gobble the thing that's providing all of their light. And maybe eventually within the story, one of those people is gonna realize that if they got rid of one of them, they could potentially keep the lights on, you know. And that's a dangerous thought, because you don't want to play God with a whole ecosystem, which is oof. Should really be the outside of his leg that gets a bit darker, shouldn't it? Not sure I like some of this being that prominent. It's got a bit of a mane going now, which is interesting, but let's suppose that these dots get a little bit more saturated and widely spread. How's about all of this gets lighter? We've sort of darkened a lot of what was originally considerably lighter, so let's relight some of that. Around here. And around here as well. Now this is one way of rendering him. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of visual style would be most appropriate. Maybe I should find a way to render him very simply with like flat shading, you know? don't mind that. It's like he's wearing little pants. Maybe we just outline him. There he is. There he is. Yeah, it seems to be going alright. I'm amazed that viewership has spiked at the very end of the stream. I'm not sure how much more there is gonna be for me to do, but that's okay. It is a boy, yes. Just maybe we can paint this tail just a little bit more. Which canvas size do I use in general? Yeah, for studies I tend to go 3000 by 3000, and for concept work I tend to go at least 4K, sometimes bigger. I should have really done this bigger, but it seems to hold up fine, just in terms of what it is that I'm doing, you know. I think if I were doing professional work, not for myself, I'd probably do it even bigger again, you know. Let's just duplicate our outline, set it to overlay. I like that. So I think this is ready for me to make a YouTube video out of it. I think. What would you like to see discussed if and when I do make the video? Do you want me to talk about the design process and my thinking? The technical process? Or should I just ramble about the world and the creature and the universe in which it exists? The lore, if you will, the lore dump. Probably a healthy mix of all three of those things, right? Let's merge all three of these things. Hello, Ozzy. caught the very rear end of this stream. You think the law of the Kwaal. Very good, Schmug 98. Yeah, I did know I wanted to start with a creature. I guess it's because when I'm thinking about the world, like the creature is at the top of this pyramid. So here's the, well, actually no, stars are at the top of the pyramid, which could be like a fun logo for the world. Then the stars get swallowed by this thing. So we've got, in fact, I'll write Kwaal, which is still a stupid work in progress name. Then the Kwaal vomits into the sea, which makes fish. And then the fish are eaten by humans. And then I guess we'll have scavengers that cohabitate with the humans. I don't know. So it makes sense in my head if this thing is sort of feeding everything else, that I should figure out how it looks and works. And then I imagine when I get to the humans, you know, they're going to start worshipping this thing as a deity. So are they going to have paintings or tapestries of this? Well, I need to know what it looks like. Are they, well, they're going to follow it and they're going to hunt it and whatever else? Well, I still need to know what it looks like, so that makes sense. You'd love to hear about the world building and how the creature fits in, what kind of real life inspirations I drew. There are lots of real life inspirations, which are interesting. It is kind of the centerpiece, and it's by no means done. Yeah, the Kwaal poachers. It's by no means done, but it's here, and I'm all for it. I'm happy with it so far. I think I'd want to produce some like animation turnaround sheets. I definitely want to do another version of this where I render it in a flat, cel shaded style, something that would be more appropriate for like a Studio Ghibli animation. The KDL. That's quite good. I'll show you the, hold on, for those of you who have just arrived, these were the color iterations we did earlier. And some of them are kind of interesting, but if there are multiple of these things floating around in the sky, maybe they're the same color, maybe they change color at different points in their life cycle. You know, are they magical and blue until they die, and then they sort of fade to a charcoaly grey and whatever else? I don't know. That's all stuff to figure out. But we've gone from some really wacky stuff. I've just been really enjoying hopping on a stream and sketching, to be honest. So it's nice that it's provided me with something to sit and sketch. Yeah, but it's almost a shame that I have my highest number of concurrent viewers just as I'm about to end the stream. But thank you for joining anyway. Keep an eye out for the next one. Join the Discord if you're not already in it. I post a big announcement when I'm about to stream, which is nice. But yeah, this will be turned into a YouTube video, so you can catch up on all the lore and everything else that you want there. Right. Okay. Well, have a good evening, everyone.